Hello everyone, this is IronZaku.
We're fucked!
I figured I'd end up the month of October with a bang, literally, by also doing another tier list for all 13 Halloween movies. And for this one, I decided to drag along a special guest for this video, so introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Chanel, and this is my first time doing a YouTube video, so please bear with me.
No problem. And we got the tiers here sorted from top to bottom with Bird in Hell, Bird in Hell, Bird in Hell, Bird in Hell, and Bird in Hell, which is pretty self-explanatory for these movies that really suck.
I love it. Let's just go for it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's jump into this then. Not again!
3 days later.
So, let's jump into the classic that started it all. John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween.
Peekaboo! Look at my
Obviously, it's where it all started. In the background, Michael is being a real creep in this movie.
Oh, look at those legs move. That's my sister for you. Oh, I'd love to see those buns.
Where, of course, he does play the stalker role for our title character, Laurie Strode.
Of course, as we'll know him in the first movie, the Shape.
Octagon.
I think it's probably going to be the only movie that I think we could agree is probably going in tier. Going in Bird in Hell.
Smashed in the driver's back doors and slipped in through the rear.
Halloween 2, the sequel to the original. How do you feel about this one?
I think it was a stupid sequel. Do not like this movie.
Personally, I do so as well.
Halloween 2 is when we get the whole Laurie and Michael sibling storyline.
Funny enough, though, John Carpenter himself would later admit that he was a fan of the whole sibling dynamic.
What are you doing, step bro?
I also feel like the kills are definitely ramped up in the second one. For example, the nurse Karen that gets drowned in the hot tub.
Get fucked, Karen.
And I think I'm probably thinking of putting in Bird in Hell.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Trick or treat, smell my feet.
So we have Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. How do you feel about Season of the Witch, by any chance?
The main thing is that stupid Silver Shamrock song. I can't stand it. It's so annoying.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Now, I will address the elephant in the room when it comes to this movie.
I just wanted to be your friend.
Nope.
Yes, it was hated at the time because it was titled Halloween 3, and people were wondering where Michael Myers is and vice versa.
You are dead!
Another thing I'd like to mention is reveal that there's android, the bad guy, they're androids.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I would put Halloween 3 Season of the Witch in Bird in Hell.
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Fun fact, at the end of Halloween 2, they were going to kill off Michael Myers.
Wait a minute.
However, after Season of the Witch, because of all the backlash, they had to bring Michael back with our next installment, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. How do you feel about this one? Because I have some interesting opinions when it comes to this movie.
I thought it was stupid.
Yeah, I get it, but considering how the Michael Myers mask in this movie looks so bland and dumb, personally.
This movie isn't stupid. You're stupid.
And not to mention the fact that, especially with the finale for Halloween 4, it does give us Michael gunned to oblivion. I do have a hated spot for Halloween 4, and because of that, I might be thinking of putting this in Bird in Hell, you know.
I agree with that.
However, what completely shits all over Halloween 4 is its follow-up, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
You've been naughty and so have I.
Well, here comes Halloween 5 that basically tells you to go fuck yourself. This movie has a lot of really questionable moments and scenes as well.
For example, like the start of the movie where Michael is going down that river.
And not to mention the fact that in that moment he also teases the audience with his fawn tattoo on his arm.
Got a tramp stamp, dog!
Something else I wanted to bring up about this movie is those cops with those stupid sound effects.
Oh, I guess they're meant to be like the comic relief, because whenever something weird happens, they have this weird, dumb music that you would hear from like old Power Rangers TV show, and I mean it in like the worst way possible. And also as a side note as well that I realised about this movie, for some weird reason, Loomis in this movie is a bit more of an ass. Another funny thing that Loomis does, right, is use Jamie Lloyd to lure Michael downstairs in the Michael house to a trap.
Using a child as Michael Myers bait is just, I don't know, it's just weird.
And after when he traps him and beats him with, I think, a wooden plank if I recall, he awkwardly like falls on top of him. Since we've droned on for quite a bit on this movie, you can imagine that personally. Would you agree if I just put this in Burn in Hell?
Yeah, that.
Burn in Hell.
No, do not like this movie.
Now we have Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Okay, this one's going to be interesting to say the least. Would you agree?
Yeah, and this is the movie that I was saying before. I was watching it and I don't even have anything to comment on because I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Apparently, a lot of stuff was happening in Halloween 5 with its production that when it got passed on to the new team, they were basically like... And funny enough, I'm just remembering as well that Curse of Michael Myers even had Tommy Doyle return from the original Halloween, one of the kids that Lloyd was babysitting. And funny enough, Tommy Doyle in this movie was played by none other than Paul Rudd early on in his career. Yeah, so basically, Ant-Man himself made an appearance in a Halloween movie. So, Curse of Michael Myers, I wouldn't really call it an amazing movie, so I would personally put it in Burn in Hell.
Yeah, that's fine, I'm fine.
I mean, I get the reputation that it has, with it being one of the worst films in the franchise. Give it a skip, personally.
Wait a minute, I can't read.
Halloween H2O 20 years later. Now, this also starts a quote-unquote new timeline that wipes the slate clean a bit, where the Curse of Thorn films never happened.
It's my time to shine.
So, how do you feel about H2O?
I think H2O is a stupid sequel.
Yeah, you do get the return of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode again.
I try to get out, but they keep pulling me back in.
She now is working at this school and has a son whose acting leaves a lot to be desired, personally, with how monotone he is.
Boo, you suck.
And not to mention the fact that he and his friends in this movie, for some weird reason, talk a lot about sex.
Go to horny jail.
One scene that I do love is where Laurie like shuts the door on Michael, and there's that scene where Laurie and Michael are face to face, just like there's just like a door between them.
No.
I actually think H2O is actually a bad movie. I had some gripes. I'm tied between either Burn in Hell or Burn in Hell, but I guess for the sake of the video, I might put it in Burn in Hell.
I agree with that. Therefore.
Yay, I'm back.
Okay, Halloween Resurrection. You know what? Right out the bat, we're not gonna waste anyone's time. We know where this one's gonna go. It's going straight in Burn in Hell.
Then
Okay, I only have 2 words for this movie.
Go on.
Buster Rhymes.
Oh god, Buster Rhymes. Oh, how could we forget Buster Rhymes, where he, later on in the movie, gives off his one-liner.
My name is Jeff.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Halloween 2007, or as it's mostly dubbed, Rob Zombie's Halloween, in reference to the director. Rob Zombie's Halloween is basically both a prequel and a remake to the original Halloween. The prequel aspect reveals a lot more about Michael Myers' childhood and shows us how he became a bit more violent and having to live with an abusive household with his family and vice versa.
Another overworked cliche.
And the other half, again, being, as mentioned, a almost faithful remake to the original Halloween. And the results are interesting.
I can make a better beginning. I can write a better story.
I would personally put Rob Zombie's Halloween in Burning Hell. Like, it's not for me, you know.
You're joking. Not another one?
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Okay, big question for those watching. Did you like Rob Zombie's remake of the first movie? If you did...
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
But for some weird reason, Michael is unmasked a lot in this movie.
But who is that? This? This is the end of the mystery. Well.
The fact that his face is revealed for like a lot of the movie is like really weird.
But for me, I'm probably going to be controversial and put it in Burning Hell. I could do without it.
Ready or not, here I come to murder you.
Halloween 2018. Okay, we are now in the new timeline.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
I'd say Halloween 2018 is shit.
Yeah, one thing I do want to mention is the actor who plays Michael, James Duke Courtney. Like, he just plays Michael amazingly. Like, he is so good as Michael in these movies.
That's because I am him.
It does play into a family dynamic.
Could I get a hug?
Oh, hell no!
And of course, it ends off with a bang with the final girls like getting the better of Michael and trapping him in the house to set on fire, which I thought was a pretty good ending.
Wait a minute.
We've seen this before.
What a ripoff!
Like, I like it more than H2O personally, and I might put it on the same tier as that, so I'll put it in Burning Hell.
Okie doke.
Someone's cooking.
Halloween Kills. Oh, this is going to be a very divisive one because a lot of people have some very interesting thoughts about this movie.
Look, those idiots don't even know where we live.
And he does have some iconic moments, like emerging from the burning house.
Hug!
I still think you should hug him.
I'm not bloody hugging him!
And again, another problem as well is that they get... they think they see Michael Myers later on in the movie, but in actuality, it's one of the inmates who also escaped from the transfer bus from the last movie, and they're just like, hey, there he is, we better kill him in that, and, you know...
Men, we don't know what we did.
This is going to be a hard one because I might personally be alright with putting Halloween Kills, for me at least, in Burning Hell.
Yeah.
And now, Christmas music.
Halloween was yesterday.
Christmas!
Halloween Ends. Oh, I feel like you got a lot. I feel like you got a lot to talk about this one.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out and I went to the cinemas to watch it because I was so excited. I went there with my Michael Myers shirt on, I was like so ready for it, and it was very disappointing.
Disappointed!
When it came out, what you actually got, though, was a movie that distracted you with another plotline and a new character that we never see or hear established from either of the last 2 movies, and he takes up a lot of the screen time. And that character, of course, is Corey Cunningham.
My time to shine.
Like, I'll give him some credit, right? He's not the worst character in the franchise. He's not.
It's not shit, for once.
The only part of this movie that I enjoyed was the whole Michael and Laurie showdown at the end.
Hug? No hug!
Like, if I wanted to watch a movie, right, where there's a romance plot that goes on for long enough, but at the very least, it has characters that I cared about and a story and that is well written. And then when shit happens, you go, oh my god, this is going down south quick. I would just pop on the movie Drive.
Drive, 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 drive. It feels so good to be alive. Never mind.
But overall, Halloween Ends, honestly, is pretty much a wet fart when it comes to ending off this trilogy. Like, I know, it is a wet fart.
Yeah, I was really disappointed with it. Not my favourite.
Yeah. I might put it in Burn in Hell.
Yeah.
And that concludes the tier list of all the Halloween movies ranked.